Good evening. We're on a Blues cruise. The top half of the table now has Birmingham City to boast amongst the top teams in the division. The current form rate puts us on the very top of the league. Pano out, Pavlakis in. Can you keep up with the shenanigans that go on behind the scenes? Twitter melts last night as Fox News says Birmingham is a no-go area for non-Muslims. The Rummies retaliate with a barrage of comedy and Fox News trends around the world. Donaldson, now the latest Blues player to bag a hat-trick, as he has now scored as many for Blues as the Villa have all season. He's up to 11. Baggy's up next in the Cup. Tickets nearly sold out already. It's going to be a noisy one. Blue Noses Leeds next in the league, and they are on the slide. Can the Rowett revolution continue as we're just 7 points off the playoffs? Yes, just 7 points off the playoffs. Just another week being a Birmingham City fan.
We're so happy following the Blues. We love you, what more can we say? We have a team that's tops here at St Andrews. They gotta give us what we're longing for.
Good evening and welcome to the Tilton Talk Show. In the studio this evening we have Chris Pugh.
Good evening, everyone.
And Nat Peters.
Good evening.
What sort of week we had?
Quiet one.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah.
Getting back into the swing of work
Good
and everything. So.
Still busy now?
Yeah, I said the same sort of thing. I've just literally got here, rushed over from work. To be honest, we actually worked quite a lot over the Christmas period as well, so we've not had to get back into the swing of things. We've been pretty much going on it anyway. So we obviously had Christmas Day off, we had Boxing Day, but other than that, we were pretty much in quite normal. So. Good
stuff. Good stuff. Loads of beer though.
Yeah, as always. And when I'm watching the Blues now. I think it's customary to get absolutely plastered after, it seems, at the moment. Like, I think it's somewhat left over from the Clark era, isn't it? Like you had to be plastered to sort of stuff for a lot of the games. Now I'm still doing it, even though I can actually watch the football without needing it there.
Right, I suppose we better talk about the match, haven't we?
Yes.
Who was there? Well, you both there.
Yeah.
You've got to be there. Haven't you?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Okay, then thoughts.
Yeah. What a rapid start. It's been a while since we've had something like that go in our favour, where we outfoxed the team so early on. But I suppose it's just a sign of how things are going at the moment. You know, we're flying and we're up against an opposition that aren't confident in how they're playing, and we're so used to it being the other way around. But yeah, so it's great to see that we can do that to teams at the moment.
So I'm just saying, a couple of games in with Rowett. Would you ever envisage that it would have gone on this far? This sort of this revolution. It is a revolution, isn't it?
I think even the person who most adamantly wanted to change a manager when at the time the change happened couldn't have dreamed that this would happen. I don't think anyone.
I think everybody was just saying, if we get 21st and we'll take that all day long. Do you know what I mean? As long as we stay up. But you know, the way things have gone, it has got people talking, hasn't it? And
top 10, we're in the top half at the moment,
top half,
which is absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
We're about 6 or 7 points away from the bottom three. To put
it into context, when Gary Rowett took over, Nottingham Forest were third in the league.
Yeah, I think
and we're now above them in the table, which is it's a mark of how badly their season started to go, but it's actually a mark of how well we've actually done as well. Like it's been an incredible time. Regardless of Saturday's game, it reminded me a lot of the Reading game. Going like, you know, getting goals early on against a team that, I mean, Wigan, it's hard to believe they're in the Premier League just over a year ago.
Yeah, some of those players as well.
They were absolute. First 20 minutes, I've never seen a team play so badly. They were absolutely abysmal. They did pick it up, in fairness to them. They got the goal out. They got a goal out. Good goal, but they got it came out of nothing really. It's just completely against the run of play. And then second half, the first 15-20 minutes, we were edgy. The way they did throw bodies forward, and they were making Darren Randolph make some good saves. And you thought, you know, are we going to get pegged back here? But no, credit to the Blues.
Yeah,
got the goal that killed the game off. But
we seem to be sort of like in all areas. We seem to be settled in all areas, don't we?
Yeah.
Whereas, like, there doesn't seem to be a missing part, really.
No.
I mean, if we could shore up anywhere, where would it be?
I think just if anything, strength in depth. If Donaldson gets injured, and you bring Thomas in, or one of the midfielders gets injured. I mean, the way everybody's playing at the moment, everybody knows their system. Everybody knows the system in the team. Now everybody knows their role. If one of them was to get injured, say Davis gets injured, or Cottrell, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just that strength in depth, maybe. But the 11 we've got out at the moment, as you say, everybody, it's such a strong unit now that they've got, and he's drilled it into them really well, what he wants from them.
Definitely. Are the Blues punching above their weight, do you think, says Blue Hobber? I don't think they are.
Well, you're in the league where you are in the league, aren't you?
Yeah.
You know how you're doing games, and it's now been it can't be no fluke now. It's not just a new manager bounce. We are actually picking up remarkable amount of points. It's you deserve to be in the league. Whether we can keep it going till the end of the season. I mean, if we could, then you are looking at top 6 at the very least. The form we're on at the moment.
Yeah.
The way we're picking up points, but it's a big if whether we can keep it going.
I mean, if you look at Burnley's squad last season, everybody would have said they would be punching above their weight, but they just got on this roll, and it kept going and going, and they finished second in the league at the end of the day. And like Nat said, the 10th, was it the 12th of January today? You are where your points have given you in the league at the end of the day. So
I mean, I'm minded to remember when we actually went up in the playoffs in 2001, 2002.
Yeah.
We weren't in quite as bad a position.
No,
then.
We were about 14th.
We were about 14th, 15th under Francis, and we weren't looking like we were going to go down, but we weren't looking like we were going to do anything in particular.
No.
And then even Steve Bruce at first, he didn't have a particularly good start. He had a bit of a miss start, and it was only around March time when we actually kicked in. We went on I think we went on a 13-game unbeaten run, but that took us all the way.
Yeah.
Into the playoffs, it snuck us in the playoffs, and it took us all the way through the 2 semi-finals, and we won the final. So
there always is that one team as well,
isn't
there?
It's not infeasible. One that sneaks in at the end.
Yeah. There was always, and if you're in that run and you sneak in 6th and you're flying, then it can you can shock a few teams.
I mean, do you remember Palace a few years ago? I think it was under Dean Dowie. Actually, we're talking about 10 years ago now. I think it's 2004. Yes. They were. I think they were in a worse position than we were in the league, and they got Dowie in later on, and they managed to go up. So it's not.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if it actually did. We actually did go up this season, but I suppose it's not beyond the realms of all possibility.
And it's not just the way we're playing. If we get other teams above us that start playing, crap. Basically, that gives us a chance as well. It's probably what happened with Crystal Palace as well.
Yeah. If you come up against a derby like we did and they played to their best, then we're not going to beat teams like Derby. It's as simple as no. Because they are a cut above the rest of the league. But if we do play a Forest away and they're not on form, and when we take our chances, like Nat said, the Reading game, Forest away, this one. At the moment, we're taking our chances when they're coming to us, and that's what confidence does. And if we can take them, then we've got a chance in every game.
Can I just say that the reason you can't hear Nick's dulcet tones is because he's broke down. Not literally broke down.
He can't take it any longer.
But he's broke down on his way here, and GA's fell ill with a tummy bug, so it's just the 3 of us tonight. Good point. If Rowett would have been with us at the beginning of the season, where would we be now? Where would we be?
For me, it's a tricky one, that, because he come in at such a low point, didn't he? He walks through the door when we're 23rd after an 8-0 home defeat. Yeah. In essence, it was an easy job for him to say, right, that's it. Well, whatever's happened has happened now, which is what he's done, and he's done such a good job at it. Definitely. If he'd have come in at the start of last season, at the start of this season, it's a whole new ball game, and he's got to start in a completely different way, hasn't he? So it's a tricky one, but you can't knock anything he's done so far.
I mean, you are right, Chris. after that Bournemouth game, you are kind of thinking, well, could it actually get any worse?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
In a way, there was no pressure on him,
No.
because if he failed, or if we did struggle under him, no one would blame him.
No.
And obviously, the way it's turned out, he's getting all the plaudits, quite rightly. But I'm just saying, it was in a way, you know, it was a pretty desperate looking situation at the time. In a way, it's actually quite a good situation for any manager to go into, because they kind of they won't get the blame if it.
No, it's a win-win. It's a win-win for Rowett.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if he keeps us up, he's a hero. You know, I mean, if we get
go down, it's
we
the
go down,
team or it's the players. Do you know what I mean?
It's
or the
it's
board,
constant.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, it'd be interesting if we do finish this season as strongly as we're going at the moment, or even like, you know, half as well as we're doing right now. I mean, I'm still not convinced we can keep this going all the way through. But if we still finish the season relatively well, it would be interesting to see what the sort of pressure is on the next season in terms of raised expectations. And
yeah, sure.
If we finish like in the top half this season, just the top half this season, people want that to be repeated, and then it's kind of a bit of a different sort of scenario where you've then got to try and manage expectation, because well, we might struggle, we might struggle a little bit next. You don't know. You
Fans
can't.
are like that.
But,
though,
you can't predict the future. But people, but now that people can see how well we're doing, people want us to keep doing that, and whether we can or not, I don't know. But
I think confidence breeds confidence, and it's your last game, isn't it? You know, if you have a good game and it just rolls on. But basically, this is the same team that, you know, most of the team that's played in that 8-0 defeat.
Yeah, it just goes to
It's
show
incredible.
how.
I'm just trying to think who actually wasn't in the team.
Yeah, I know.
I think they all.
Most of them were.
Most of them were. Yeah.
The only one I can think of, David Edgar.
Edgar got sent off.
He got sent off.
He was only on it for about 7 minutes, wasn't he?
And Grant Hall played, or but other than that, it's been the same.
Over 80%. Yeah.
She's incredible.
It's absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
40 to 50 points to stay up. How many do you think we need this year? I think we'll stay up.
I think it'll be around. It's normally around that same
What are we
mark.
on
Is it?
now?
They say 40 in the Premier League, 50 in the Championship to stay up. That's what you want to look at. I mean, there's some poor teams down the bottom though, aren't there? So
I think generally, though, this year the bottom of the league is stronger than it was last year, because last year you had
two of them were
Barnsley and Yeovil were down from day
all
one.
Year, weren't they?
I mean, even now, it's incredibly saying Blackpool are starting to make a little bit of a fist of it, and they won the weekend.
Of course, they won.
And I think they're only maybe 5 or 6 points off now. And like, I think it might be slightly higher than it was last year. The tariff to stay up, like, because last year it was actually we were quite lucky.
Did we finish with last
44,
year?
And that
44 wouldn't normally keep.
Us up. So we were quite lucky that it was such a bad league last year. But as Gary Rowett said, like, you know, staying up isn't much of an ambition, and the position we're in now, I'm kind of hoping we can look past relegate, like staying up just for this season. We should.
As Blues fans, we've learned to lower our ambitions, haven't we?
Top of the form table after the last 8 games, and we're still looking at how many points we need to stay up.
Yes, I know. That's a Brummie mentality. Nick said he's still here in spirit. Was it noisy in the Tilton on Saturday then? Sorry, as I mentioned here about can we talk about the Block 11, Block 13 banter? Anybody put any light on the
that might
on
be
the
able
noise?
to more than me.
I'm usually in Block 11. I wasn't on Saturday. I was in Block 6. All you could hear, like Block 11. I love them. I do personally. I think they're fantastic. Anyone who wants to like make the atmosphere better at Blues and make some noise,
especially over the last year and a half
especially
as well.
They've got my vote, no matter what they sing. You know what I mean? But no, I think it's just like most of it's just harmless banter. I don't see people do get upset with Block 11 sometimes because they say they
sing on their own.
But to be fair, they do sing on their own. That's the thing. That's why they're singing
a lot of the time.
But it was just I remember. I think Block 11 started singing Gary Rowett's Block 11 rather than Gary Rowett's Blue or Arbor. Then Block 13 started singing Lee Clark's Block 11. I mean that worked out well.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
But you know, it's just a bit of banter.
That's the sort of thing we need.
Of course. Wouldn't
it be
it's
fantastic?
nice that there's people in though. You know, those blocks are full, so they can sing. Do you know what I mean?
If we could just get the same atmosphere as Blues fans. You create a way and to create that at home. You know, that's what we need.
The one game I'm now looking forward to, and I saw the stadium plan earlier. I don't know if you've seen the ticket plan for Albion.
Yep,
they've got the whole of the way. Haven't
They've got the whole of the way,
That's
but
right,
we're
yeah.
selling out fast. That game is selling out fast.
Yeah, it is, yeah. My brother went up to
Well,
get some,
they told us on Saturday, because I work behind the bar, and they told us that, you know, pretty much you can't have nobody. If you're an employee, then you're working basically.
Yeah.
I think they're expecting that to sell out.
Yeah. What a shame they can't open the Olympic.
Yeah, the top of
Well, I think Blues have said that if the demand is required, they could do it. 'Cause it's,
Yeah.
from what I understand of the Olympic, it's pretty much ready to use. They've got it in mothballs.
yeah.
They've not like
Yeah,
just let
yeah.
it go.
Oh, no.
They've just got to turn everything
Wasn't
back
it just
on again.
isn't it just a cost cutting exercise?
Yeah.
Beginning of the
Turning
season?
all the TVs and all the you know, the catering equipment on and everything like that every
okay.
week, and for what, 50 fans or
Yeah,
whatever it was.
you can
Yeah,
kind of
that's
see the
right.
club's point.
Yeah.
The way it was at the time.
I don't know what it holds. What it holds.
It's only about
Can't be much.
1,000
Yeah,
people.
well, it's not a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
but if you can get an extra 1,000 people in the door that want to come in, then
Yeah.
open it.
Yeah. Imagine getting 1,000 nutters up there, you know, above the Albion. That ain't going to be good, is it?
I'm glad it's the Albion though, because if it was the Wolves or the Villa, you wouldn't want them up there. But
No,
the Albion,
of
we've
course,
never really had no.
Not really, no.
Sure, the Albion.
They feel like a sister team, don't
Yeah.
they? You know what I mean?
Because to be honest, their fans hate Villa as much as we do. And we
Yeah,
hate Wolves
Right.
as much as
Yeah.
they do. So
At least it's going to be one
yeah.
song where the whole stadium
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
sing
we know.
together, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Wonder what that is.
No, yeah, that's right. Oh no, but yeah, Blue Abba said the way it's going, he's looking at 55 to 60 points for staying up.
For staying up, or what we'll get.
What we'll get, I think he says.
If we get that, we're looking. We are
Yeah,
looking
we should
mid-table,
go,
aren't we?
yeah,
So
yeah.
55 to 60.
Mm.
So.
Well, 60 points, I think that's what Lee Clark finished on his first season.
Yeah.
I'd be happy. I mean, I know we're talking about Clark,
You'll
but
snap your hands off of that now.
you snap your hands off a mid-table.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Capo reckons we'll be about 11th. Nick says he thinks we're going to scrape in right at the last minute on 6th.
But it's the best way to get in the playoffs, to scrape in. It's not
That's the way we did it under Bruce.
the worst way, I think, actually, in a sense, is to be there all season, challenging for automatic promotion, and then having to get yourselves up for 3 more games in the. I'd prefer just to scrape in, and it's almost a bonus whatever happens after that.
I mean, we're talking a while ago now, but I remember when that happened to Wolves. They were there. They were second for ages and ages.
Well, they were tough for a lot of it.
And they dropped down to third, and
Late
the
on in
Albion
the season.
sneaked in on a run like we're talking about, and the Albion beat them in the semis, lost in the final, I think, but they snuck in, and they, you know, they finished 6th. Wolves had, like Nat said, Wolves have been in the top 2 pretty much the whole season, and dropped out at the last minute, and the Albion went on to beat them in the semi-final. So it can happen that way, you know, the deflation of not making that automatic.
I remember when it was us versus Reading for the second place.
Yes,
and Sheffield,
that killed Reading,
Sheffield United as well, and like it was us, Reading, Sheffield United towards the closing weeks of the season. Now we managed to get that second place, and the other 2 went into the playoffs. Whereas Burnley had come from nowhere to get into the play, and Burnley ended up winning it.
Yes.
I think you know, the actual euphoria of getting into the playoffs.
Yeah.
On the
matched against the deflation of not getting automatic.
matched against deflation, not getting automatic. That's right. I think it's the best way to get in there.
I remember that game. We were walking out of the ground, and the Reading fans were just. You could tell that they didn't want playoffs. You know, they were so disappointed.
Yeah.
Considering they had 3 games still to possibly get to the Premier League, but they'd gone completely in there.
It was a party game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember that.
I never enjoyed that though.
Yeah.
I know we went up, but I was more relieved than anything else just to get that season over with.
Yeah. Nick said that was his target. He was talking to Blue Hobber. I suppose, did anybody get anywhere close on our competition?
Last game. Does anyone know the confirmed attendance?
I'm pretty sure it was 16,226 or something like that.
16,226. Ollie was closest.
Ollie was quite close.
But Ollie went 1-1.
Yeah, but no one predicted
Nick
3-1.
went 2-1. Capo went 3-2. So if Wigan would have got a goal, he might have been close to it.
Right.
But yeah, nobody won it.
Nobody
won it, so it's on to Leeds.
So we want your scores and attendance for Leeds, isn't it? Leeds away. Okay. We'll go round us first.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to go first, mate?
Go on, Chris. Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
I will go for a 1-1 draw and Leeds. I will go 28. 100.
Well, they're giving away tickets for free.
they still get a lot in, considering what's happening to them.
I'm not sure they get that.
I don't know what you are right, because Leeds' crowds tend to fluctuate very easily. They're struggling big time at the moment. I don't think the fans are happy with the owner. I don't think they're particularly like the manager. I think it's a really badly run club, Leeds. And it almost makes you like happy that you have our owners, which must be taking something. But I think, I can't see why we can't win now. I'd say probably 2-0.
2-0 Blues.
2-0. And I'd probably go for a crowd of 20,300.
2,300.
Because I know we're not taking many, so that won't help us.
I'll go for a 2-1 win, Blues.
2-1.
And I'll go for 22,100.
Okay, what we got here? Capo.
We've got Capo 2-1.
2-1 Blues.
Blues 23,750.
23,750.
These are coming in fast now.
Nick.
Nick Leeds 0, Blues 2. And he's gone for 23,257.
257.
Doco's gone for Blues 3-1.
Christ, I'm looking negative, aren't I?
And he's gone for 25,700.
Okay. Official attendance last game was 16,117. So Ollie was closest. He was within 100. Ollie was, but he got back the 1-1 draw.
Blues Collective said, I think he's talking about the
was
Blues.
last,
that was a home game, wasn't it? Yeah.
16,117.
Right. Okay. I knew it was I was close anyway.
Yeah.
Pretty close. Fantastic. So, right. Okay. Let me look at my notes. What I was going to ask as well.
If anyone's got any more, though, keep them coming in. Predictions.
I was watching because I'm pretty sad. I was watching the Carling Cup today.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was just thinking, if you could have any one of them,
yes,
anyone from that squad,
I know who I'm going
to add,
yes,
to today's squad,
yeah.
Who would you have?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, with the way he played on Saturday, you wouldn't want Ridgewell.
No, he had a mid.
Yeah, he got took off at half time. He should have been sent off as well. It's not Ridgewell.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one.
Yeah. Not apart from Zigic, obviously. But,
not now, because I reckon he's about 40. So I reckon.
in their prime
from
during
that
game, or say that era, who would you have?
I mean, he didn't play in the final, but I'd have one of two. I mean, the guy didn't play in the final, but Scott Dan played a lot of the games. He was injured for the final. He played a lot of the games. The other one I'd be at the two. The other one I'd love to have someone like Lee Bowyer from that sort of time, because even at 33, 34, he was still running around like a maniac. He was a tough.
Him and Ferguson were really impressive.
And he was a tough cookie as well. But I think, with that Barry Ferguson, Barry Ferguson's probably a better player than either of them, but he's a similar sort of player. It's like a Davis or a Gleeson. Whereas Lee Bowyer would be something different,
breaking in into the box.
He'd be one of those.
He went on when he scored.
I think I'd probably go with Barry as well.
I'd have gone with Dan. I think Dan was outstanding. And we, a lot of people have. We'll blame a lot of things for the reason we went down. But if Dan, I guarantee now, if Dan wouldn't have got injured, I think it was late January, was it? It was at Blackpool, wasn't it?
No, I'll tell you what it was. It was the Carling Cup semi-final first leg.
Oh, was it? I thought it was away at Blackpool.
I remember being at West Ham, and I think it was that night he did his ligaments, didn't he?
Yes. He was out for the season.
It was his last game for Blues, wasn't it?
But that killed us. If he'd have stayed fit for the whole, if we'd have had him available for the whole season, there's no way we'd have gone.
I think
down,
he just got down, as well as being a good player himself. He made Roger Johnson look twice the player.
Oh, he did, yeah.
Yeah.
Johnson got a lot of plaudits, but Dan alongside him was brilliant.
Yeah, it's strange. We thought at the time that they were going to be the next big thing in football. You know, fantastic partnership.
Well, you think about
they
now,
worked great together.
We were really upset.
Dan's still doing well now.
Yeah, I think Dan's. That's why I always said Dan was the better defender, and it's turned out. Where's Johnson and where's Dan now?
Where's Johnson now?
I think he's still at Wolves. I think
they're
not getting a game anyway.
I remember I've got one of my best mates is a Wolves fan, and I remember when they signed Johnson off us, and he was like a proverbial, you know. He was very, very happy, put it that way, like. But he was, but I remember saying to him, well, if you ain't got a footballer to play alongside him, he's gonna be like a fish up a tree.
Yes,
and he's been absolutely hopeless for Wolves, hasn't he? I mean, I think there's been off the pitch stuff. He's been the best PA off the pitch as well. But like,
he's had his chances though. He went on loan to West Ham, didn't he?
Yeah, that season.
Made a bit of a fool of himself there.
Yeah, but he needed someone alongside him who could read the game.
Yeah,
could tell him what to do basically.
Yeah. McFadden as well, maybe. I always liked purely for his. He's, he was the only one. I felt he was the only one in the team who could, he could create something out of nothing. I think he was a bit wasted on the left hand side.
The problem with McFadden though, he's one of those players that you could have one absolutely unbelievable game. Then the rest of the month you wouldn't see him.
You wouldn't notice him. Yeah.
But maybe that was because he was partly being out of position. I'm not sure, but
I'd have liked to have seen him beyond the front man.
He's a very, very clever player.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just think he's a little bit... I suppose it reminds me a little bit of Andy Shinnie when he first got it. You could see the ability, but just wasn't
regular
not nitty-gritty. But now Shinnie's turned it on pretty
consistent,
much every week, so...
Yes.
Nick picked... he reckons that Craig Gardner...
Good player.
Yeah.
Very good player.
Yeah.
The problem we got...
There's one for your goals as well.
Yeah.
I think with Gardner he could do a little bit of everything, but he was like a jack of all trades, a master of none, in that he could tackle, but sometimes his tackling was erratic. He could pass the ball, but sometimes his passing would be off. And he used to shoot. I mean, I know he got a fair few goals from long range, but his shooting could be well up. He was just he was someone whose effort kind of made up for a lack of ability at times and lack of consistency. But he was a very good player.
Yeah.
Look forward to him coming back in a way.
Yeah.
And a cracking Sunderland fan he is as well.
West Brom.
Villa.
Slash whoever he saw.
He'll kiss that badge, whatever badge it is. But no, you'd have him in your team.
Yeah.
You'd have
him
in
all
this
in
team.
your teams.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
You wouldn't turn any of them down, that's true.
No. We'd like to have seen what Martins could have done post cup final, says Nick.
Broke another injury.
He broke his ankle, didn't he? The week after.
That's right. Yeah.
That squad. From that squad, how we got nothing out of Alexander Hleb.
Yeah.
Baffled. Every week I thought, well, he's got to do something. He played for Arsenal, moved to Barcelona. It wasn't that long ago. And you just thought he's got to do something. There must be something. I
just had another thought as well. There was the chap who went off to Wigan. I thought he was a cracking player as well.
Bosiger,
what a cracking player he was as well.
Yeah, I mean,
we've had some good players in that season.
Yeah.
The thing is, I remember Alexander Hleb. He was just. I don't think he could get to grips with the fact that Alex McLeish. With the way Alex McLeish used to play football and punting it down the channels, and I think he was just looking around sometimes. Because I remember that we had a couple of unbelievable games. I remember one game against Blackpool at home. We played a diamond against Blackpool.
Yes,
because I think McLeish partly played that system because he saw that how bad Blackpool were defensively that year. He thought, we can get goals today. We only have to move up the pitch a few times. We'll get something, and. But he played Hleb just inside the front two. It was he played him just off the front two and completely destroyed them. It was his best game for Blues by a mile, but I don't think we could fit him in.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure, looking back, that Alex Hleb was a McLeish signing.
No, really, you do wonder, I mean, that was the same time as Bentley as well. Bentley didn't get a look in.
That's right.
And David Bentley, he don't strike as a McLeish sort of player at all, does he?
Not at all.
So you have to wonder who actually did make those signings. Yeah. Well, we can all have a guess.
Yeah. I think we did. I think a few people. Well, I personally as well. I thought that when we did get Bentley, I thought, that's a cracking sign.
Yeah.
How did we get him? How did
we get him? You had Bentley, Hleb, just.
I mean,
top class players.
enough creativity for a mid-table team.
Well, I think David Bentley's he's retired now. And I read an interview with him, and he said by the time he comes to Blues, he'd effectively fallen out of love with the game.
Yeah.
So when we signed him, he just wasn't up for it, and you could see that on the pitch because he wasn't particularly good.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's right. I want to chat about something that's been mentioned here regarding Cardiff City and their sudden reversion back to...
Yes.
I don't know if reversion's a wrong proper word, don't know. But
reversal.
Reversal, yeah. Back to blue. That was a bit all of a sudden, wasn't it?
Very quick.
Yeah. From red to blue.
Funnily, just comes after they get about 3,000 in the cup game.
Yeah.
And you think... I was thinking to myself, it can't have that much effect. But who knows?
But here's the thing that at last the chairman has actually listened.
Yeah.
To the support itself. So you never know. There's hope for us yet.
Yeah.
This is after he's like completely ignored them.
Of course, yeah.
Nuts for the rest of the time.
It's been a money thing, surely.
To be fair, like with Cardiff, whilst they were in the Premier or getting promoted to the Premier League and playing in the Premier League, which for them is an absolute landmark, because they've not done it for like 6-7 decades before last season. You could have had them playing in pink and blue spots. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Now that they're back in the Championship and they're not doing particularly well in the Championship, suddenly to curry favour with them fans again, I suppose he has to. I think it was a bizarre thing to do in the first place because I think he said he did it to try and because he felt red was a more attractive colour to people in the Far East, and that's the sort of support base he wanted to. Which I suppose if you are trying to get like fans from all over the world, fair enough, because that's how you get more money in and But the first thing you have to do if you're going to get fans like from different parts of the world, you have to have a good team. You know what I mean? Like people going about how Man United's marketing team must be absolutely fantastic because they get so much money from all over the world, or Liverpool or Chelsea. But the thing that actually gets the fans in isn't like the marketing or the advertising. It's how good the team is, and
it's attractive football.
It's attractive football, and it's winning things.
Yeah.
And
I think
him, like he almost tried to run before he could crawl with what he was doing with the kit colour change because. Cardiff are still like a Championship club. They've gone up to the Premier League, but they've come straight back down. That's not no matter what colour the kit is. That's not going to entice fans from all over the world to watch.
Yeah. Do you think we could ever have the Blues? What would you do? What would you do if we played in sort of
tried it, didn't they? There was, there were people who were going to Hong Kong, and there was pictures of the Blues players in the airport and things like that.
Yeah, and they were in a stupid colour, weren't they?
Yeah. So I think it was tried, but like Nat said, the two most supported clubs around the world are the two most successful English clubs there's ever been, Liverpool and Man United.
Yeah.
Like his analogy of running before you can walk it's spot on. You've got to sustain a team that can stay in the Premier League before you can start thinking about things like that. Sure.
But unfortunately, it still all boils down to money, doesn't it? And I think I suppose that clubs are in the pockets of these people who run clubs.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they have to.
I think
have to abide by.
With Cardiff, though, Vincent Sand's a very eccentric bloke, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's not
prone. You wouldn't be surprised at anything that comes out of Cardiff.
Because the way they've actually been run, generally, he's not a man for, shall we say, the orthodox way of doing things. But
Yeah. Somebody else has said the same thing. Can you imagine that never happening at Blues? And the
thing is, if we did have someone who did come in, so I'm talking like a bazillionaire, and suddenly we found ourselves in the Premier League, not just like surviving in the Premier League, but challenging the very top. But he decided to make us play in green the one day. Would Blues fans accept it? I'd got a funny feeling they probably would. Because suddenly they're...
But that touches another point as well with Cardiff and us ourselves, is that we're not as united. I don't think Blues fans are as united as other fan groups.
Well, there's so many fan groups now, aren't there? And it seems,
especially at Blues,
and it seems, the sad thing is, it seems that they're all trying to outdo each other at the same time. Which is pretty sad, really.
I've got that impression as well.
Because you don't, and to be honest, as someone who's not particularly involved in any one, I mean, I've been to some different meetings, but and as someone who's not particularly involved in any one, it's quite sad to see because you don't know who to join, because if you join one group, you're against another group or whatever else, and I'd just seen we all got together.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, if we could do that, then things might happen.
Fan group, wasn't it?
I thought the trust would have united a lot of fan groups, but that doesn't seem to have happened.
A lot of you go on message boards, and a lot of people have in for the trust. I mean, I don't know enough about it, I'll be honest with you.
No.
Supporters Trust has never been my sort of, no logistics of it have never been my sort of thing. I mean, I went to a couple of meetings, as I said, but I don't see why people would be particularly against the trust. I mean, anyone who's trying to make Blues do something better for Blues, they've got my support.
Of course, yeah.
But as I said, it just seems people trying to constantly snipe at each other rather than work together.
I mean, it's a bit silly, really, isn't it? Our groups, my dad's bigger than your dad, and things like that. But there used to be such a thing at most football clubs called supporters clubs.
Yeah.
Well, I don't hear anything of Blues supporters clubs.
Yeah, I think they're still.
I think there is one.
They're still going, aren't they? I used to go because I lived in Redditch for a while when I was young, and there was. There's one there, and they used to hold all sorts of forums with players and going and everything.
They still do. They still do. Redditch one.
I'm a member of the Redditch Blues, because I used to get the coach quite a lot, and they're pretty strong. And to be fair, and they do a lot.
Yeah.
There's no. I see what you're saying. There's no central supporters club. Or if there is, you don't ever hear of them.
No.
But I think they're a dying breed, aren't they? Now, supporters associations.
They are, but I think now's the time when we could probably do with one.
Well, when you've got, it's a bit difficult, isn't it? Because if you're someone like Tottenham who get fans coming in with selfie sticks.
Them things should be banned.
Selfie sticks.
I don't think that fan is going to be part of any supporters group, is it?
Every selfie stick in the world should be gathered up, put on the nearest bonfire.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I agree. My daughter had one for Christmas.
Oh, it's worse than having a half and half scarf. I think it's horrendous.
Right one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't get me going on them half and halves. Oh no, they're awful. They are.
The vuvuzela.
Oh no, they're okay.
No,
anything that makes a noise.
Yeah, but it's what type of noise? It could be the foghorn next game. You want a bit of noise. Like.
Oh yeah, we will. Because I famously took in the little French horn type things and got told off for making a noise.
Yeah.
Was that by the stewards? Was that with the fours?
That's right. Yeah, we were told we're making too much noise. So there you go. Anyway, we're going to have half time. We'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. See you in a bit.
We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the Blues. We love you, what more can we say? Birmingham's a team down at St Andrews. We are all supporters of our team. The chant of Super Blues ringing all around. Now all you blue boys know what we mean. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the Blues. We love you, what more can we say? Let's see you in the cup, singing our song, helping and sharing the load. It's worth the pointed roll when we sing together. We're there at the end of the road. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the Blues. We love you, what more can we say? We have a team that's tops here at St Andrews. They gotta give us what we're longing for. It's Birmingham forever, let's hear it from the stand. So come on City, sing this song once more. support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues.
Sun is shining in the sky. There ain't a cloud in sight. It stopped raining. Everybody's in the play. And don't you know it's a beautiful new day? Hey, running down the avenue. See how the sun shines brightly in the city. On the streets where once was pretty, Mr. Blue. Sky is living in the day. Hey, Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong?
Welcome back to the Tilton Talk Show on a Monday. Now, Nat is going to explain in explicit detail the Pano and Pavlakis episode of Who's Who, What's What, Who's Doing What to everybody. Go ahead.
Right, how long we got, look? Right.
Come on, unravel the mystery that it is.
This is my understanding, so it could be
Go on
wrong,
then.
but
Okay.
I think there was the annual general meeting last week, where the shareholders have voted for who they want to be an executive director, who they wanted off.
Mm.
Now, from what I can tell, Carson Young and Carson Young's mates have decided that Peter Pano will be voted back onto the board of the IHL. In turn, they've also decided that Panos Pavlakis voted off. So that's that. Cause there's always been rumours that Panos and Pano have absolutely never got on. They've never seen eye to eye. They're constantly at loggerheads.
We don't know that for a fact, do we?
We don't know that for a fact, but you can tell. I mean, there's even been instances where Panos, I've not seen him write in the programme column, and one of his last lines, it was his first column actually, and the last line it was, "You can't run a football club from a Blackborough," which is a very, you can tell that's a dig at Peter Pano, because Pano famously used to sign players from his Blackborough. I think he got McLeish's resignation. He always used to refer to his Blackborough, and I think Panos saying that is a dig, and it kind of shows the chasm.
And a crap phone as well, by the way.
Yeah, they were awful. I had one for years. It was absolutely
in the River Moynies.
Yeah. But it seems to me now that the fact that Carson Young has decided to back Pano, to re-elect Pano, and to use his shares to vote against Panos coming back onto the board, it seems to show that Pano still very much has this ear of Carson Young, and Panos, for whatever reason, may have fallen out of favour.
Right.
Then obviously the next day, Panos has come back on. Now, from what I can tell again, the next day it seems to be a vote carried out by the individual directors. You had not how many amount of shares you had, but if you're a director on the board itself, it seems to be one person, one vote. If that kind of makes sense, it didn't come down to shares, and then Panos has come back on because he's won the vote. Well, all 4 have voted for him to go back on the board against the 3 that have voted him to stay off. If you see what I mean.
Yeah.
So it now seems to me that there's 2 factions, and they're going to go to war with each. To be honest, you need someone like Daniel Ivory in here to probably explain it. But that's my.
You need Stephen Hawkins.
Yeah, but that's from what I could tell. Now, what that would seem to me. Number one, it seems there is some kind of, as I said, civil war at BIHL, which does no one any good really, because you'd like them all ideally. I know they're a bunch of whatever, and they've been incompetent or whatever else. But you like them all at least pulling in the same direction rather than trying to kill each other. But the other thing is, it's now. I mean, we all suspected it, but it's now abundantly clear that a convicted criminal who's sitting in a prison cell still has such a say in the running of the club. And the football, when the Football League have thus far just refused to do anything about it, because, like, you know, the situation with Carson Young said, well, he's got so few shares that he really doesn't have. What should I say? But he's still the largest shareholder.
He's the largest shareholder, yeah, surely, yeah.
But he's not. But they said because he's not on the board, there's no evidence to prove that he's still running the club. But it's now what it was before. But it's now abundantly clear.
Mm. Oh yeah,
someone who would fail their fit and proper persons test, with absolute flying colours, is still having a massive say in how their club's run.
Mm.
And the fact that they don't act, I would say now, it's not just ignorance, or it's not just being lazy or just sticking their head in the sand. It's now actual negligence. Actually, you could argue even criminally negligent, because they're failing totally in the duty of care.
If something would happen to us and we went to the wall, you know, I think that's right. You could look at that as fans. You could look at the Football League and say, how on earth did you let this go on for so long? What on?
Yeah,
you know,
then the Football League would say something like, well, we didn't. It's nothing to do with us.
Well, it is because we've been a club of theirs for 3 years.
Yeah.
3 years we've been their club.
Yeah,
they have a fit and proper person test. Carson Young will quite clearly fail it.
Of course, yeah.
Cellino fails.
Yeah.
Well, Cellino fails it. You know, Carson Young fails it. But that's what gets me. Massimo Cellino now has been banned from being the chairman of the league. You know, I think his ban's up on the 30th because that's when his conviction becomes spent, whatever. But Cellino is an absolute fruitcake, but what he's done on paper in terms of the conviction he's got is absolutely nothing compared to what Carson Young got. Cellino's never gone down. He's never been done for actual embezzlement of money. But they've actually acted with Cellino, and they haven't with Carson Young. Now, the only reason I could tell that is because Cellino's actually been in your face in what he's like, and he's been sacking managers left, right, centre, and bringing in players from God knows where, and like the Leeds fans aren't happy, and obviously because it's making headlines every week, and because it's every week something's happening at Leeds, you know, the Football League probably helped that to do something. They're embarrassing to do something. Whereas with regards to us, Carson Young's out of mind. Being in Hong Kong 6,000 miles away, and as bad as BIHL have been in the past few years, they've still managed to get us fulfilling fixtures every week, and Blues fans haven't really done much in the way of protest in the Football League. I probably sat there thinking, well, what, you know,
if it was that bad,
if it was that, you know, can it be that bad? Or even if it is that bad, you know, why should we act? There's nothing forcing them to act.
And I can't see the Football League acting at all.
No,
not now.
Well, if they haven't by now,
no, exactly.
Blues
Collective has put Panu voted on by shareholders, Panos voted on by board, which would worry me, because if Panu's been voted on by the shareholders, then I think we're all pretty confident that the shareholders, though not directly Carson, is Carson, whether it's his wife, his son-in-law, or whoever.
His nephew, is it his nephew?
Yeah, the shareholders of BIHL are mainly Carson.
Yeah.
Now, if Panos has been voted on by the board of directors, the board of directors can change any time the shareholders want. If they want to hold an EGM, that, you know, you could get that sorted within a month, and the shareholders can decide who they want on the board of directors. So the fact that the shareholders, you know, Panos has been voted on by the shareholders, I'm sure that wouldn't have gone down well with Pano and Carson. So
yeah, if Pano comes back to Brum, I don't think he would get out, says Mr. DJ.
Is he Muslim?
Allegedly.
He wouldn't be allowed in, would he, if he's not Muslim?
Blue Hobber says, then Tom Ross said on Facebook that it could all change. The Football League don't care or know where Brum is.
I think what was that about Tom Ross? But Tom Ross said it was going to change 2 years ago, didn't he?
Yes. Oh no, it was longer than that.
Yeah, it was
longer than that. Yeah. Blues Collective. He's the largest shareholder. He has no vote on who's elected on the board.
Who is this? Carson Young?
Yeah.
So
that doesn't make any sense.
So how is it that Peter Panu got on the board then? I mean, I can't, because by all accounts,
shareholders vote to who's on the board.
Surely, yeah.
By all accounts, that most of the directors, which is why Panos Pavlakis has got back on the board this last Wednesday after being voted off originally. Yeah. Most of the directors can't stand Peter Panu, which is why he was forced to quit
Yeah.
a month or so ago when all that thing kicked off with off and Partizan. It's quite clear to me who is the shareholder.
The shareholders hold the power in the company.
Who is the shareholder who is keeping Peter Panham on the board?
Yeah.
There's only one person it could be. That's
Exactly.
Carson Young, and Carson Young's friend,
Wife, nephew, niece,
his wife, nephew, niece, dog, whatever like
Yeah.
that. You know,
All related.
but they're all. But it seems to me, as I said, it's now Panos Pavlakis, even though he's, by all accounts, related to Carson Young. I'm not sure how close they were actually as family. But even though we actually thought at first that Panos was going to be merely Carson Young's puppet, it now seems that Panos Pavlakis might have fallen out of favour with Carson Young.
Yeah.
And which is why. But the only thing about that is, because if there is a civil war and they are fighting each other and trying to kill each other, if Carson Young ends up winning, does that mean he gets rid of Panos Pavlakis or whoever else and he puts Peter Panham back in charge?
I think so, yeah.
Is that his?
That's the way
That's the
I
end
see
game.
it.
Yeah. I think
And
probably.
Another good point there. Football League Fit and Proper is about BCFC, not BIHL.
Yeah.
And you know, in a sense, no matter how frustrating it is, because we can all see what is happening. If they're going to play, you know, by the book, then Carson Young has got nothing to do with Birmingham City Football Club at the moment.
Yeah, and Nick
there
says
is no issue.
Nick says he must attack them again on Twitter again because they still haven't replied. I think he's referring to the
Football
the
League,
the FA. Yeah.
But BIHL, it's effective. They effectively run BCFC, don't they? It's one and the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah,
The
of
holding
course.
company, you know.
But
we
because
are their
Cellino
main asset.
Yeah.
Cellino is the owner of Leeds United Football Club. You know,
Yeah,
and that's where the issue is with that. The fact that Carson Young is not the owner of Birmingham City Football Club.
Yeah, I can see
They can play around the rule book and say,
yeah, I can see the issue, but it's still, to me, they need to tighten up on that then, because it's clear that
the majority shareholder of Birmingham City Football Club is this company that is in turmoil.
Yeah.
So
it's for me, whoever has the power on BHL eventually has the power on the club.
Yes.
But
Robert says, is Pano just upset with Panos over the car parking space? Carson is a shareholder and he's allowed to be. Not sure what that was. Correct, because he owns less than 30%. Shareholders vote the board elected Panos.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen to our club? Are we just left to lie in our own dog muck and pretend to have fun? Get rid of BIHL and everything to do with it. That's easier than said than done.
Yeah.
Get rid of BIHL at the moment and we have no club.
We've been saying that for about 3 or 4 years, haven't we? Ever since Carson got nicked. It's hard to believe this is now. It's approaching the 4th anniversary when Carson Young got arrested.
Yeah.
We
are, it's been going on for that long, and we all said at the time, "Oh, a year tops and they'll be gone."
Yeah.
And I used to laugh when people used to say this could go on for a decade, but now I'm not sure this could even go on even longer.
Yeah.
You know, they just.
I remember saying to Nick, this could go on for a couple of years. You know, Nick.
And everyone thought, no, everyone.
Keep going.
I know, keep going.
But no, I mean, by all accounts, there have been people who have tried to buy the club who've been genuinely interested and genuinely seem to have some financial backing. But
I genuinely don't believe they want to sell the club.
I don't think they do. No, why would they want to sell?
Why would they? If they can take money out of the club
of course they
for BIHL, why on earth would they want to sell the club?
They've got a revenue coming.
They've obviously worked out how much they can take from the club.
Yeah.
Hence where their price comes from. And if nobody hits that price, they're not going to sell because they are collecting revenue for BIHL, as you say. Just backing up the point we made, Panos there for another 12 months unless a shareholder calls for an EGM, which unfortunately is a shareholder vote. So, as I say, Panos' wife could call for an EGM. A month later, it's the shareholders' vote to see whether Panos Pavlakis stays on the board or not. And I wonder what the decision will be there.
Exactly.
I mean, the only thing I would say at the moment, the machinations with Panos getting voted off and getting voted back on, I don't think it affects him day to day here at the moment because he's got a contract. So unless they decided to terminate that contract early,
well, that's what the contract is there unless the shareholders vote an EGM and vote
so I suppose in day to day at the moment, nothing will change as much. But you know, what about when his contract's up for renewal? If they decide to terminate it early, that again becomes a different matter.
Yeah.
As I was saying to you two in the break, Panos Pavlakis. When he came, we didn't think. We just thought he was going to be Carson Stooge.
Yes.
But in time, he's actually turned out to doing a half decent job by the looks of things. I mean, you know, he's overseen the appointment of Gary Rowett, and we haven't had a fire sale of players. Like everyone's just been like constantly predicting. Like, whereas Peter Panu, like, used to. I think that was his favourite time. Transfer window. He just loved selling whoever he could. Yeah. He'd have probably sold the fans if he could. Like, but you know, we now seem to have a guy who's on the ground, who seems to be popping into the training ground and going to games, and you know, he seems to be trying to run the club properly.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want him to be replaced by Peter Panner, you know, because again,
unfortunately, that's not our vote.
No, but you know, it's a shame really, because under Gary Rowett we weren't even talking like this that much, and now we're all talking. Now last week it all.
I think it's always been there.
Ugly head again.
It's always been there, and while BAHL is still there, it's always going to be there. But you know, all we can do is, as fans, is concentrate on getting behind the team.
I didn't realise that the shares were still suspended.
Yes, because he's still technically under house arrest.
Right, okay.
Well, he's still inside, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. If Blues miraculously got promoted, what effect would that have on the sale of the club, as the price would go up massively? Of course it would, it would.
I think then
they'd also be able to take a lot more out.
But I think then promotion, it might make them think, well, we can take money out, but this is also a chance to get a one big lump sum for the club.
Yeah, definitely.
They'll probably put about 20 million on the club's value, like that. You know what I mean? It's going to be.
I think they might hang on to another couple more seasons then, because purely because of
more they can get out.
Purely because of parachute.
Yeah, the parachute payments.
It's a nice big wedge. Yeah. Two more seasons and then sell it.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, you can even do it. They could even do it in stages, arguably, the way that they get a lot more up front naturally by way of Premier. But then, if we stayed up for a season, they get another wedge of cash and like, you know. But I actually think promotion, it could make them throw focus and think, blooming heck, this is our one big chance to get a wedge, and are they going to turn it down? Yeah.
If somebody does come in with it,
Maybe the point of Pannin trying to get back in, maybe he's some sort of he's been sent to sort of like sell a few players. I've heard that as well.
Yeah, possibly. Mind you, he's only got.
He's got to re-up, hasn't he? He's got to re-up.
Somehow he's got to get in quickly.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of like selling players who bring in big money, we've only really got one big asset. It's Damari Gray.
Yeah. Nobody else is going to be sold for over $1 million.
No, but Damari Gray, I mean, we tried talking about this before, haven't we? What sort of price do you put on him? I don't know, because it's quite hard to value players like that when they've played, have got relatively little experience, but when they've got obviously so much potential.
He's got the English premium on it, hasn't he? So.
Yeah, but if it was Peter Panu, you'd probably sell him for about $2 million.
Yeah,
and be happy with it. You know what I mean? Look at the prices that Nathan Redmond went for and Jack Butler went for, and ridiculously small.
Yeah, definitely.
It's true. Okay, should we move on?
Yep.
I think we'll talk about the, and it's not directly to do with football and Birmingham City, but the Steve Everson comments today. What did you make of that?
I think it's just bonkers, isn't it?
I didn't know what to make of it. I mean, where do you get that? Where do you get that information, and that you're so confident on that information that you announce it to the whole of America on Fox News?
That's right.
Birmingham is a place where non-Muslims don't
enter into Birmingham.
No. I need to talk about London as well. Saying that they're
about their police, Muslim police who
that's right.
harm people who don't wear Muslim attire.
I know Fox News has a bit of reputation for being a bit, shall we say, hyperbolic and exaggerating the news a bit. But that's just bonkers. You know what I mean? That's a major news.
You could see the woman.
Yeah.
You know, that he was speaking to, and it was as if she was saying, "Hang on, you saying these things?"
This major news corporation has allowed someone with such, shall we say, which is ridiculous things to say, and such unfounded things to say, and they've actually allowed him to space it. But I mean, now, on a serious level, what sort of impression that's going to create at Birmingham to the rest of the world?
Yeah, that's right. I know. He's taken the comment back, hasn't he? And apparently he's donated some money to the Birmingham Children's
is that what
Hospital.
it is?
Yeah.
But once he said it,
But damage has been done. You know what I mean? Things like that.
It's gone out now, hasn't it?
Impregnates people's brain, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll always think of now, but a lot of people just always think of Birmingham now as
some like,
some ghetto.
Yeah.
You know, you don't go in the
Yeah.
city centre and Sparkbrook.
absolutely
Crikey,
incredible.
I feel just as safe walking down like Sparkbrook as I do walking down.
Yeah.
I won't say the areas, but other areas.
Yeah.
You know, not predominantly white areas.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
crazy. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
It is.
You'll get nutters
all over.
anywhere
Yeah.
and everywhere. It's just, there you
Like
go.
that said, I think following the recent events in Paris,
Yeah,
Fox News have got
yeah.
a reputation of exaggerating things.
Oh, of course,
and,
yeah.
And
At least
after those events, I think it was any excuse to bash a religion there.
that's right. Yeah, well, they sort of Brummies on Twitter. They did make a lot of
Yeah,
humour
yeah.
out of it, which was
They went well,
fantastic. Yeah, Blues Collective has just reiterated what I just said. He's been on the programme and made a personal apology on there, which is good.
Yeah.
Fantastic. The best reply was a pic of Paul McCartney with a beard, and the tweet was Mullah Kintyre demands you pray to Makkah 5 times a day. Love it.
Yeah.
If you don't laugh, you'll cry, won't you?
Yeah,
So,
of course, yeah.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Okay. We'll move
Switch
back.
on.
We'll move back to Blues. Actually.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the scenario. It's Bolton again. Last day.
Mm-hmm.
Last game of the season.
I know where this is going.
Yeah, no, yeah. There you go. We need 3 points. We need 3 points to get in the
And
playoffs.
we're 1-0 down
Yeah.
with 10 minutes left.
Yeah. You can see it coming. Something's
Yeah.
going to happen on that last day.
well, we don't do things by halves, do we?
No,
If we're
no,
going to
no.
finish
No.
in the playoffs, we'll do it in the last kick, and that's partly why I think you might just do it. Because when was the last time, Blues finished mid-table? We did under Clark, didn't we? We don't do it. We don't do it
We
often.
finished 9th in the Premier League
Under
as well,
McLeish, but we don't do it
We've
often.
been very up and down. haven't
Yeah.
we?
We don't do it often. We either finish top of the Championship or bottom of the Premier League. We're in last season's case, bottom of the flipping Championship. But like, it's not often that we, it's not often that we're, especially going into the last game of the season. I think I figured it out. There's only been like 2 or 3 occasions since the turn of the millennium where going to the last game of the season we haven't had something to play for.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, it just goes to show, doesn't it, that, like you said, we've got a reputation to uphold, and if we go to Bolton without anything to play for, I think we'll be letting a lot of people down.
It's going to be some. I mean, it's going to be some.
We either
atmosphere
need to carry
Yeah.
this run on or crumble again. So at least we've got something to go for.
make the season exciting.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw somebody put Rowit's got to go for turning us into a mediocre mid-table team.
Oh yeah, somebody's put on here earlier about it out. I think that was probably Doc Hagen.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Problem with Gary Rowett is the biggest problem with Gary Rowett at the moment is the roasties. I've never seen it so rammed on a match day now.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
Oh,
what,
it's
under
okay.
Lee Clark it was half empty. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
You could get to the bar in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
No, under Gary Rowett, the place is always living round. Look, he's getting
Damn
a drink
you,
inside.
Rowett, damn you, Rowett,
Yeah,
when you go in the
drink
room.
inside 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's horrific. You have to
Rowett
queue,
out.
you have to queue for everything at Blues now.
Somebody asked me that. Was
Sure.
whether the Roost had closed down.
No, it's still I think
No
it's,
way.
it's actually, it seems to be the one pub that actually has done very well out of the Lee Clark
Yeah.
area, because as all the other pubs were shut down, and
Yeah.
a lot of pubs shut down around the Blues grounds in the last 3 or 4 years. But, but I think the Roosters taking the customers from all
Yeah.
of them, and the Roosters actually tended to do
Yeah,
very well.
the George is always rammed though, isn't
The
it?
George is always
Just-
ran, but the St Andrews Tavern's gone in the past year or so.
Yeah.
So a lot came from St Andrews
That's the
Tavern.
one just on the roundabout as well.
Yeah.
What was that one?
The Garrison. You're like the Clements Arms.
the Clements
Yeah, the
Arms.
Clements Arms got.
That
Yeah.
Garrison's gone as well. So yeah, Roos actually has been the
Yeah.
one thing to thrive under Lee Clark.
Yeah, it's not one of those things you want to get into to make a lot of money, is it?
No.
No. Let's have a pub.
Not on the
Yeah.
market.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about the best ever player post Trevor Francis that you've seen play for your club.
See, I wasn't
And
alive.
somebody here has put Dugarry.
Yeah, in my lifetime. Easily.
Yeah?
Easily.
If you talk about pure ability, then I think you are struggling to beat him.
The only one who could come close in terms of pure ability is an outfield player, probably more.
Ferdinand Kohler.
Other than Ferdinand Kohler. But he was that good that I don't bear to think about it, because like, you don't want to you don't want to compare Ferdinand Kohler to these current crop of players, you know what I mean? Look,
Different guy.
I think the one in terms of actual pure talent who would probably even come close to Dugarry is probably Mauro Zarate.
Yeah.
He didn't quite. He was a very good player, you could tell that.
Yeah.
But he wasn't quite as. He never reached the iconic status.
Yes.
That Dugarry did. Like, I mean,
the fact we went down.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Dugarry, it's the first time I ever seen a player play like that in a blue shirt. Because you've got to remember, when I was growing up, I grew up in the late Trevor Francis, and we had some good Division 1 players, very good Division 1 players, but they were never,
Top
superstars.
score,
whereas this geezer has come in and, alright, no matter how irregularly he used to do it previously in his career, because there's a reason why someone with that talent ended up at Blues, because he couldn't do it elsewhere, and because he may have been a bit lazy, because he may have been a bit unorthodox. And you got to remember, actually, he didn't do very, very long at Blues. He had half a good season.
Yeah, he was only there for a season, wasn't he?
When he come in January,
altogether,
and then he went
the following February
last year,
that's right,
the next year.
But he was the end of 2002, 2003. He was fantastic.
Yeah.
Then we gave him a contract.
The last 10 games,
and it fell apart.
Yeah.
He fell apart. But no, he was just that half season. He was absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
Just
couldn't touch him, could that?
I suppose it's a little bit different though, because he was a goalkeeper. The only one like him we've had who was Joe Hart, who's that sort of ability. But obviously, it's hard to compare a goalkeeper to an outfield player. But no, I think Dugarry was unbelievable. Yeah,
you struggle to disagree. Lazaridis, maybe. I always loved watching Stan.
That's controversial decision. That's a controversial thing to say. Lazaridis. A lot of people thought he was overrated.
I always loved.
I liked him. Yeah, he was okay.
It
was okay.
Wouldn't put him in Dugarry's class though.
No, not in that ability.
Yeah.
But if you're saying somebody you love to go and watch. I love to watch Stan and Brian Hughes as well. I loved watching Brian Hughes.
Brian Hughes,
well.
Mikel Forsell.
Yes.
In terms of goal scoring.
Yeah.
And I think
outstanding touch for Sal.
Yeah. And I think if we'd had him early in his career, I mean, I'd actually put Kevin Phillips in the same sort of class as Forsell. For his finishing, at least, he was unbelievable. But no, I think Dugarry tops a lot.
Yeah.
Nick says Ricky Otto.
It's a bit too early for me.
I've got another one. Mike Newell.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Chris Sutton.
Sutton. Yeah.
Sutton and Butt. What a wonderful two signings they were. Chris Sutton and Nicky Butt.
When on form, I loved watching Stan Lazaridis running down that left wing. Says Blue Hobber. And Stan is Nick's hero as well. Yeah, Friday.
Yeah,
he was
and Granger, Blue Hobber,
Have there been any votes for Tyler Blackett?
Not yet, no. Still waiting for that one, yeah.
I'm sure they're coming through, but...
Granger seems quite popular.
Actually, I saw on a message board the other day, someone called Granger the biggest overrated chav we've ever had play for the Blues, I thought.
Hey?
I didn't know what planet they were on. Like, they said, you called Martin Granger the biggest overrated chav.
Strange.
I know, so I thought it was a bit harsh.
I'm getting stuck in, but I certainly wouldn't call it to his face either.
Yeah. But no, I thought Granger was fantastic.
The Perler of a left foot as well.
Yeah. And the goals he scored were so important. Goals.
That Sheffield United one on the last day of the season.
The cup game as well.
I think his career, although it ended sadly pretty early, ended in an almost perfect way. That we're home to Man United, and he's had these injuries throughout the time in the Premier League. We're home to Man United, and it's 0-0, and then he comes in with a free kick, and he goes in and he goes off celebrating.
Yeah.
And 5 minutes later he breaks his leg and never plays again.
Yeah.
But his career was almost. I mean, if there is a perfect way to end it, that is probably the way to go out, isn't it?
Yeah.
30-yard free kick against Man.
We've always had good quality left backs, haven't we? Blues as well.
Yeah, Clapham did a job when he come in that just after Granger, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Clapham followed him as well. Yeah,
good stuff. Ladies, anything going on with ladies at the moment? Is any news at all?
Everybody's starting to go back to pre-season now. I think we're going back very soon if we haven't already gone back. No transfers in or out as yet, which is the brightest thing I can say about it at the moment.
What about Karen? She's still there?
She's still there as
Really?
it stands. As it stands.
Yeah.
I'll repeat that as it stands.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think the development team start their season back after their break at the end of this month as well. So.
Would you expect Karen Carney to go? Because I know she got a job at Solihull Moors, hasn't she? So
it's possible.
We'll have to switch the camera on when you say that.
Yeah. It's very possible that she might not be.
Because I know
in a royal blue shirt at the start of next year.
I know she does a lot of work for Solihull. So I was thinking she might.
She's always,
she might
I think
stick
she's
around
done
for
a few
that,
of the commentaries as well for the Blues TV as well, hasn't she? So
I was wondering.
I mean, she is a Blues fan.
Yeah. But you've got to go.
You can't.
At that age, you've got to go where the money is.
And there's trophies to be won.
Of course, yeah.
And our best chance might have gone last season.
Yeah.
I'm still gutted about that. I'm still.
You're selling me.
Game against Notts County. It's typical Blues, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, good point on the shout box. £30 season tickets are on sale now. £30 for the season.
For a season ticket.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Which is not obviously it's not 20 games like it is in the Championship, but it's still good value.
They're getting some good gates as well at the moment.
Yeah,
as well,
the last game of the season was a really good game. Obviously with so much riding on it. Yeah. Hopefully that might attract a few more in
the Tereso game as well. The Swedish team, that was a
Champions League semi-final. That got a lot of attention from people all over the country as well, because obviously we're the only English side in the semi-final. So a lot of women's football fans in the country came to back us as well. Yeah, I know there were a few Arsenal fans who come up to watch us as well. So yeah.
While we're on the subject of women's football, today's decision to award the goal, was it the goal of the year?
Yeah, the
to
goal
a
of
woman.
The year.
Has it actually? Has she won?
No, she didn't win it. It was James Rodriguez won it.
Yeah.
That's a bit harsh. I thought
she actually was invited to go to the.
She went along.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I think I saw a few of. She posted a few photos on Twitter earlier with Rodriguez and people like that. So yeah, it's
what a goal there.
Amazing moment for her.
She went to France, didn't it? But I understand she's left the French club now.
Yeah, I think she has. She hasn't confirmed it, but yeah, I think she will do it. And obviously with the publicity, it wouldn't surprise me to see her in England. But
be one of the big hit spenders though, wouldn't it? Man City.
Yeah, definitely. But no, she's.
But just quickly, I mean, are there teams in this league that are full time?
Yes,
as in
Liverpool are, Chelsea are, and Man City
are. Because I was looking at the Chelsea team, and it's full of foreign players now.
Liverpool are going that way as well.
And you think they're not going to come over for a part-time contract, are they?
No, they're full time now. I think it's we aren't. I don't think Bristol Academy are. And Sunderland, who have just got promoted, they aren't either.
Yeah,
I think Notts County might be, and I know the other four are. So that's the kind of.
But it doesn't seem to make that much of a massive difference in terms of the league table, because obviously I know Liverpool won it, but
it didn't last year.
Yeah, but it could.
It might do.
Because Man City didn't do particularly well, did they?
No, they struggled to at the start of the season. I think they were they struggled to bed everybody together. But from.
Yep.
Without giving anything away, I think they might not be struggling at the start of next next season.
You think they're just going to be too powerful?
Yeah, they've already made a lot of good signings. England's Lucy Bronze and Welsh international Sarah Wiltshire. They've brought them in, and they won't be the last to go as well. So
I've completely forgotten to give these 3 questions out to another competition we ran last week.
Okay.
To win 2 tickets to the SRB event. So I'm going to read them out again, just while I've got time, okay?
Yeah.
And we want answers to Chris at sports-radio.co.uk. Okay, question 1 is, and don't put them up on the shout box, please. What year did Paul Devlin first sign for Blues? Who were the first lower league team to beat Blues in the FA Cup? Who was the last Blues player to score against Wigan? I'll do it again. What year did Paul Devlin first sign for Blues? Who were the last lower league team to beat Blues in the FA Cup? And who was the last Blues player to score against Wigan? And you'll win 2 tickets to the SRB event coming up on February the
Obviously that
7th.
Wigan question isn't James McLean from this weekend. It was the one before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I figured out the answers to at least 2 of those, but I'm not going to give them away.
No, Dad. So there we go. That was it. That's gone quick, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's really
Flew by.
gone quick. Okay.
Done well with 3.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, so I'd like to say thanks to Chris Pugh and thanks to Nat Peters.
No problem.
Pleasure.
And we'll see you again. Good night.
Night.
We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the Blues. We love you, what more can we say? Birmingham's a team down at St Andrews. We are loyal supporters of our team. The chant of Super Blues ringing all around. Now all you blue boys know what we mean. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the Blues. We love you, what more can we say? Let's hear you in the cup, singing our song, helping and sharing the load. It's worth the pointed roll when we sing together. We're there at the end of the road. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the Blues. We love you, what more can we say? We have a team that's tops here at St Andrews. They gotta give us what we're longing for. It's Birmingham forever, let's hear it from the stand. So come on City, sing this song once more. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the Blues. We love you, what more can we say? We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy